My name is Amit Gar. I'm one of the founders of the community. So we started in 2018, and today we are very lucky to have Mr. Ajay with us and give a time and opportunity for the participants and the volunteers. So so what we are doing today agenda is primarily our event is focused towards the career outlook and which is focused on the expertise of Ajay on this business intelligence analytics. And primarily we are trying to see how in post-pandemic world, so it has become more challenging our opportunities. And we are very lucky to have our volunteers, moderators, Divakar and Mohan are there. So they will take you out. Mohan will give you a quick introduction about the community because a lot of members I see have joined new. They are not aware about the community we started in 2018. And Divakar also being a experienced professional from analytics in IT, and he's building his career in analytics. So he'll be discussing with Ajay and the bringing discussion points together. So I would like to welcome Ajay and thanks personally for taking my invitation on Sunday. We were trying to have it earlier, but we could not do because some of the theses were there, some immigration visas and IRP cards were people were busy. As this is a volunteering run community, and as you see, that's the agenda. Uh, so primarily, as I told you, initiatives of DASC will be taken by Mohan, and we'll run up with the quick journey of Ajay. And these are the three themes on that we like to focus our discussion. So it's quite targeted one rather than on a generic topic. So we'll try to see the analytics trends globally or focused on Europe side. And as Ajay is currently working in health tech area, so some of the insights from there. And primarily what everybody is interested from his insights and experience, how people can leverage their experience and learnings to build the career in analytics. And I'll appreciate everybody, to start sharing their videos. First of all, we have learned from so many events done. So keep your videos on. So we are all Indians. Don't worry about that, first of all. And it's not a company presentation, it's a community presentation where we want our participants and volunteers to be, benefited. So ask questions. Don't feel it is a wrong question, right question. We have a lot of volunteers who are coordinating in chat. They will bring out your questions. If we need extra time, we'll take from Ajay 5-10 minutes more, and keep your microphones mute so we don't have background noise as we are recording this event. And be respectful for other participants in terms of asking questions, so, what you want to see, and they have different views. Sometimes we see that conflict also. So try to speak up, open your videos when you are asked questions. And prime opportunity is to build your network, right? If you see me, you know me, my experience, my portfolio. So it is not only the getting knowledge, but it also networking. And so speaking yourself, give a brief introduction. I am Amit. I'm working in IT company from last IT sector from last 8 years, for example. And I'm working in retail and e-commerce. I'm into product management. So small, introduction like this will help everybody to know. So, and the meeting will try to wrap up around 4 p.m. And so from here, I thank Ajay, and quickly Mohan will give a quick brief, and then we'll start our interactions. Mohan, to you, can you see the screen?
Yes, thank you so much,
Great.
Amit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to this Industry Connect event. My name is Mohan Krishna. I'm currently pursuing my master's in data analytics at Dublin Business School. I have already 4+ years of experience, ID experience back in India. So today we are here for the Industry Connect, and we have a bright insights. And now I'm gonna introduce you about our community and how it has been started, and the history and goals. So it's DISC, Dublin Indian Students Community. Basically, it has started with just 4 Indian students who are facing issues, challenges when they came here in September 2018, and that idea came in these 4 students established this DISC community. And the main vision of this is to build network between professionals and students, and to grow their collaboration, relationships, and to build a local network. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, our goals are just to build and promote the talent marketplace of skilled students or else professionals, and to share of unbiased insights about Ireland industry market or job search strategies, interviews, or maybe universities. And it's about connecting the people, connecting the Indian students and professionals so that it can enhance their careers in future. So here is our journey, how it has started. As you can see, the numbers, like it has started in September 2018 with just 4 co-founders, and now it has reached to 3,000 LinkedIn group members and 7,000 FB members in 2022. And currently, we have 20 active volunteers and 4 stakeholders. And as I said, the numbers speak. Numbers speaks. So currently we have collaborated with 50 recruiters and HRs as our followers, DISC community followers. And we have 20 active volunteers and stakeholders as well. We have 2,000 registered members. And moreover, the most important thing, even universities and colleges, around 10 universities in Ireland, they are following DISC, Dublin Indian Students Community. And the most important thing is we have launched a new program which is e-referrals in 2021. So basically, e-referrals is like the professionals who are already working across the different companies in Ireland. So whoever are the students or else professionals who are looking for to join in any other companies. So if somebody, let's say somebody have their dream company, so if they want to join in that company, so it might be possibly easy for them to join through the references. So as the professionals who are already working there, they can give the e-referrals to these students or professionals who are going to join there. So it might be easy for them. That's actually a very good initiative which DISC has taken. So as you can see now, this is the Industry Connect events which we have conducted in the past uh, few months. So job e-referrals, as I said, this it has been launched in 2000 September 2021 September. So these are the companies uh, in which are most of the professionals who are following the DISC are working here. So if any peers or else students or else working professionals who want to join in those companies, they can get e-referrals from the working professionals. So here are the links. You can follow our DISC community. So it's been a fastest growing organization in Ireland. So please follow and please subscribe in the YouTube channel and please follow the community. And the last thing is it's all about creating value for the Indian students who might be don't know anything about how to apply for a job, or else if they have any queries, if they join this group, then they might ask any queries irrespective of the departments. So it is
Sure. Thanks.
all about
Yeah,
creating the network.
great. I think, and now I'll initiate Diwakar to take it
Thank
ahead.
you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now Divakar will take the initiatives to ask general insights. I mean, the depth insights as well about the business intelligence and business analytics. So, Divakar, over to you.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you very much to the community, to the stakeholders, and thank you very much, Mohan. I'll introduce myself. I'm Diwakar Raja. I have around 7 years of working experience in IT. Before coming here, and last I came into Ireland by September 2021. I'm currently pursuing Masters Business Analytics in NUI Galway. It's been quite interesting and it's hectic as well. Yeah, but I came for it. And I joined the community last year when I was in India. It is quite helpful. I am in connecting with a lot of people like Ahmed, Medwin, and understanding how community network works here and how are the companies offering jobs here. It is very helpful. So people can join the community and we can network each other and help each other. Yeah, and we'll move on to the industry community. As a community, we are hosting a guest speaker who has rich knowledge and experience in analytics. Once again, a warm welcome to Mr. Ajay, and thank you for joining us today. Could you please introduce yourself, Mr. Ajay?
Hi everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's very
Yeah,
clear.
good.
Anybody, if not able to hear, please raise your hands in the team. So don't worry about. We can pause for a while.
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry. Yeah, there was a bit of technical difficulties that I had. I realized yesterday, as of yesterday, my company has blocked personal emails opening in my office laptop. So I had to switch my laptop, which is why whole confusion happened. So
No worries. No
anyway, yeah.
worries.
Healthcare. That's one of the things about healthcare. GDPR and all these restrictions that come into play. Yeah. People who have
Sure.
worked in healthcare would probably recognize. Anyway, hi everyone. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Divakar and Mohan and everyone who helped coordinate this event and reached out to me. Particular thanks to Amit who reached out to me and gave me this opportunity to reach out to everyone. It's the first time I'm hearing about Dublin Indian students community. So good to know all the great activities and initiatives that the volunteer group and the stakeholders have taken, particularly the organizing committee. So thanks to them and great to be here. Brief introduction about me. As you can see here on the screen, close to around 11 years experience spread across programming. I started as a software developer, then went on to do my master's. I specialized in operations research and HR, and then got introduced to the world of data analytics after my master's, and I've been working for around 9+ years now in the analytics world. Worked in consulting, worked in business intelligence, predictive analytics, a lot of things. Ran through a lot of tools and business domains also. Worked with mostly with sales analytics, then supply chain analytics, a bit of finance analytics. So experience spread across different domains and functions within the organization. And yeah, really passionate about analytics and helping and guiding others, mentoring people. I do a bit of mentoring outside of my work with very few people as of now, out of my personal time. But yeah, happy to do that, share the knowledge and the information that I've gathered and accumulated over my experience. Yeah, as of now, I'm the head of commercial insights at LetsGetChecked. It's a health technology company. It's a diagnostics company. So you can order a test kit home and then take a sample and send it back, and then you get a result for it. So that's what it does. I lead the entire analytics function for the organization, so supporting all the business functions and also commercial insights, as in doing insights and analytics for external customers, big clients who purchase test kits from LetsGetChecked. So that's what I've been doing here. I've been here for around a year as of now, just above a year. And I came to Dublin in 2018, December. So that's around roughly just about 3 years. And yeah, I've been enjoying Dublin. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, I've not been able to go around much, but yeah, still the weather is really good. So wherever the places I've gone to, yeah, pretty good, and good to know that there's a community like this and get to know all of you.
Yeah, thanks, Ajay. And I think it's a lot of professionals from companies across. We have around 20, just Divakar, I'm taking time just
Okay.
to summarize. We have 20 companies in a reference, but we have another more 20 companies which are waiting to become e-referrals, where a lot of professionals like you little bit mentor them to, a successful candidate. They are not just freshers, they are experienced also, as you know, people coming from here,
Yeah.
from India. So with that community and that initiative of e-referrals and our community is growing. I think now Divakar would like to take, some of the questions and some of the areas where a lot of volunteers initiated to put a point. So I think Divakar, you're good to go.
Yeah, Amit. Yeah, thank you, Amit. Thank you very much, Ajay, for joining us, and it's a very good opportunity. Given your experience, we would definitely, use your experience and then understand how analytics actually works. So first, we will discuss about analytics in general, and then healthcare domain, where our guest speaker is, which is his forte. and then the business intelligence trends. So yeah, first we'll start with the industry trends in analytics and business intelligence, another word. So given the pandemic situation around, Mr. Ajay, I think there was a lot of hit with all the business around the world. And how did the pandemic affect the business intelligence, and what are the emerging trends and technologies currently now after pandemic?
Sure, sure. Great question, and I think very relevant as of now, I would say. The current emerging trend, there was a lot of hype which was being built around data science and predictive modeling and AI and all. What the pandemic has done is actually made organizations take a step back and think about analytics and insights first rather than going for the fancy stuff. Now, I say data science is fancy because it's still, and when I say data science, it's the advanced machine learning and the AI and all. It's still an evolving field. And what the pandemic has brought about is making organizations focus more on the fundamentals, which is data engineering and business intelligence. So that's a good thing for the business intelligence and analytics industry as a whole, that many organizations are now simply looking for plain, simple, historical data analysis and insights that you can get from them. The data science and AI world is still thriving, it's still developing, but there's a lot more focus on data engineering and business intelligence as actors. So generally across all industries, not just in healthcare, but every industry, particularly the industries which took a big hit because of the pandemic, like travel industry or entertainment industry. These are industries which are taking a step back. They have done a lot of cost cutting and everything, and focusing much more on the fundamentals, which is ensuring there is data available, ensuring there is quality data available, and ensuring we can take business decisions based on facts rather than just gut-based or instinct-based decisions. So that's the biggest change and trend that, or change in ideology, I think, that has happened in the data science industry as a whole, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the data engineering which is rising because of the pandemic also. That is a good opportunity maybe. And now, given the situation everywhere the analytics is being used, how is the data analytics critical for every department in the company? How the data analytics being used in all the departments?
Yeah. Like I said, every function in the organization has taken a step back and trying to look at simple analytics. And depending on the function, they use analytics or the insights, dashboards. People call it in different names. Some people call it dashboards. Some people call it reports. Some people call it various business intelligence. But whatever the name may be, every function. So for example, I have experience in sales analytics and supply chain analytics primarily. So how they use it is to understand in sales analytics, for example, what is that next big opportunity for me to target? So I have, say, 20 sales leads. Which one should I focus my effort on? Which is worth the effort to pursue so that we can get a one deal or a one opportunity? Now, this opportunity and leads, this is all the big businesses that I'm talking about, the B2B business, not the direct to consumer. Direct to consumer also, obviously, that's more getting into the marketing domain. But in the marketing also, people are trying to understand who is my next customer, who is my most valuable customer that I should be focusing my efforts on so that I can get the maximum benefit, the ROI, the return on the investment. I spend 20 rupees or 20 euros for setting out an ad. How many people can I get on board or purchase my product or purchase my service from that ad? Or if it is supply chain, how analytics is being used is, how can I optimize my supply chain? What is the best route? Say, for example, if I take the example of LetsGetChecked, what is the best route through which the kit can traverse before the sample? So it's a blood sample that is being taken, right? So before the sample becomes problematic and you cannot get a test result. So there's a lot of supply chain involved. You need to maintain the kit at a particular temperature. So then there's analytics around what is the optimum temperature that you should maintain. what is the best provider? Is it UPS? Is it ANPost? Is it Royal Mail? Which service provider can provide me the best service to get the sample back in the lab to be able to process it? So that's one example of how supply chain is used. Depending on the organization and the function. If you take Amazon, similarly, how can I get the product as fast as possible to the customer? Which is the best service? Within UPS also, there might be various service levels. Which works best for my organization or my business is something. All this is driven through analytics, fact-based decisions. You could check, okay, under UPS, there are, say, 5 different service levels. One which says 24-hour delivery, another which says 2 days delivery. Now, with 24-hour delivery, what is my customer satisfaction? You need to link things together to be able to drive those business decisions. It's not just siloed in one function. It's about getting the analytics linked together between the different functions also.
Very insightful, Ajay, Mr. Ajay. Thank you. And in data, so for companies to take smarter decisions, only data analysis helps, or how is it? Even machine learning help in combination with data analytics helps. How is it?
Machine learning also helps. So the example that I said about opportunity sales analytics, right? So you might have 100 opportunities. Which one is worth pursuing? That's actually being achieved through predictive analytics. So you have a list of attributes that you can analyze. Say it could be the value of the opportunity. It could be the industry in which the opportunity is in. And so various factors are attributes which define whether an opportunity has a chance of winning or not. So with 100 opportunities, using these attributes, I can do some prediction around, okay, this particular opportunity has 90% chance of winning. This opportunity has 50% chance of winning. Obviously, you would want to focus your effort on the one which has higher probability of winning. So it's a mix of both analytics and predictive analytics that is required. That said, like I initially started off the conversation, that the predictive analytics has taken a slightly hit because of the pandemic, because a lot of these forecasting models and everything had a big hit. This was an unprecedented or unpredictable event. So a lot of models and everything from a predictive analytics standpoint took a big hit. And the business stakeholders have now started doubting predictive a bit, to be honest, and they are focusing more on the fundamentals, like just simply telling, okay, these are the kind of opportunities I had in the past. Say it could be, say, $1 million opportunity in a particular industry. Just basis those rules, they are taking the decisions rather than relying on predictive analytics. That said, there are organizations still using the power and the benefits of predictive analytics, machine learning, or AI, whatever you want to call it, in various industries to reap the benefits from there. But it has shrunk to a smaller group, I would say, rather than what it was pre-pandemic.
Okay, thank you.
So
I think I'm sorry, Diwakar.
This is the crux.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can everyone please turn on their videos, because it should not be like a lecture or something. It should be like interactive sessions.
Yeah, guys.
This is an event, so it would be better.
Right.
Yeah. So if you don't turn on the videos, then obviously it would be like slightly you might be deviate from something else.
Yeah.
So please, everyone, turn on the videos better. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
So should
Thank
I
you,
stop sharing the screen? I think not required right now, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Great. So
Yeah.
let me close the screen. Okay. Yeah, you carry on, Diwakar. No worries.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Ajay. It's very insightful. On the topic where we were discussing about predictive analytics, now we will jump into the your domain, where healthcare. How prescriptive and predictive analytics are used in healthcare domain? Could you please explain?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I was actually pinging Amit also. I'm relatively new to healthcare. I'm only 1 year old in healthcare. So
Okay.
I'm more into analytics consulting. It's like a plug and play kind of professional, you could call me. Analytics is my forte, but using the business knowledge, the domain knowledge, I can go and plug and play into the business functions. It's not healthcare analytics that I'm doing, to be honest. I'm doing the business functions analytics like supply chain or sales or marketing. But that said, given that I'm in a healthcare organization, I am getting exposed and understanding that healthcare analytics domain also. And how it is important is particularly with the pandemic happening now, right? People have taken a bigger given bigger importance to health in general. So people have started using a lot of these wearable devices. People have started taking conscious efforts to proactively do testing and make sure that their health is in order and everything is fine. They don't have any ailments as of now, or no chances of having an ailment in the near future also, because the costs associated with having an ailment is much, much heavier, obviously, from very simple implications of money being spent on healthcare to more serious implications with death and other aspects. But in terms of predictive analytics, that's the biggest advantage that has happened. Healthcare is one of the industries which has boomed actually because of the pandemic. Pandemic is not good, but from a healthcare industry perspective, it has been really good. LetsGetChecked is one of the organizations which has actually skyrocketed because of the pandemic. Pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, the business growth is 18,000%. So that itself shows a lot of gives a lot of insight into how important healthcare is, how important people are considering healthcare to be, particularly in the US market where LetsGetChecked is heavily focused. The employers are supposed to spend on the insurance. Employers have to give the insurance amount. So from an employer perspective, they are spending a lot more on insurance and healthcare in general, because if an employee has a problem, has an ailment, it's cost for the organization to cure them, to spend on their healthcare, which is a big implication, which is why organizations are now taking an active effort to do diagnostic testing rather than doing reactive measures. They are doing preventive measures now.
Okay, that's a very much like lot of rise in the field. Like, so I think moving forward, healthcare domain will have a lot of job opportunities, and a lot of our Indians are also from healthcare domain. There are many people who is pursuing clinical research and then toxicology and some other courses. I think they will find a very good opportunities. Now I'll move on to the next discussion point, which is, I think this is the important discussion for everyone, because all of us are now moving into analytics, and everyone is want to understand how to transition from one role to another role. Let's say one person is having an experience of 5 to 7 years in a different field, where a QA or a software developer, how he can move into the analytics field.
Yeah. So a couple of ways, depending on the route that you want to choose. So one option would be trying to find a role in your organization which has a bit of data analytics or BI or whatever particular. Now within data science, I would categorize also. Find out what is your interest area. Is it data engineering? Is it BI? Is it visualization? Is it predictive? Find that area of interest and try finding a role in your current organization that with the easiest way to move into a particular role in data science in general. Now that said, a lot of organizations, the internal career moves and all might be very difficult. The next best way to do it, even if you are not moving into the role, help someone who in your organization who is working in the role to drive the analytics, to drive business with data-based or fact-based decisions. So you might be working as a software developer, developing a product which captures data, for example. Work with the person who uses the product and understand what they do, capture the data, understand their world. That empathy factor is going to be really critical. It has to be it will be a lot of effort to move into that domain or that analytics area with this route, but trust me, it's worth it, because I've seen so many people who have migrated from, say, physics background to analytics, people who have migrated from chemistry background to analytics. It's all about that first step. And for that, there's going to be a lot of effort that people will have to put in. Now, these are two routes which you can think of by being in the same organization. If you want to move outside your organization and look for an opportunity, first step would be doing projects. And education from a university or anywhere, self-learning is only going to help you 50%. The rest 50, not even 50%, I'll be honest, probably 20, 30%. The biggest and most important factor would be showing in your profile what you have done with the learning that you have got. Doing projects in Kaggle or any community-driven projects that you can think of, and showing it in your resume, writing, conveying it through a very, very solid cover letter is going to be very important. I can give more. I can give examples of community-driven projects that you can take part in with free open source data. If people are interested in analytics, visualization is a very key component in analytics, BI, predictive modeling, any domain that you take in data science, because without being able to present what you have analyzed, all the hard work that you have done is a waste, right?
Okay.
So understanding the concept of visualization and storytelling with data is the first and foremost skill set that any analyst should be targeting at acquiring. And for that, there are a lot of community-driven projects. Now, a lot of these are driven by one tool or software, Tableau. But that said, nobody is stopping you from picking up the data set which is given for that community challenge and using your own tool, Power BI, Excel, or Looker, or whatever tool that you know and you operate in. Pick a data set and work in the tool of your choice. There's no expectation that you learn every tool available in the market. That's one of the mistakes that I've seen everyone trying to get into analytics doing. Don't try to jump into multiple ships. Stick to one tool or a set of tools, be an expert, or become a jack of master of one. There's a saying, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Don't be that. Be a jack of all trades, master of one. Pick one tool, be a specialist, learn as deep as possible with that tool, but focus on the principles. So if you're, say, picking Power BI, for example, along with learning Power BI, understand the principles of visualization. Once you know that, any tool from the organization perspective also, how they think of it or see it is, okay, this guy knows telling stories with data. He can convey insights. I can put him into a technical training for 2 months and teach him the tool.
Okay.
So the tool is less important. The soft skills are much, much more important. And that's a mistake, common mistake that everyone trying to get into analytics does. They focus on the tool. Don't. Focus on the principles of visualization or data engineering or whatever practice that you're trying to get into within the umbrella data science.
Okay. Yeah. I think by doing a project and internship, we can, advertise our CV better way for analytics roles. Yeah.
Exactly.
And what on the other way, on the other hand, how would you, recommend freshers to approach the analytics role? If out of college, if a fresher is there, how can they approach the analytics role?
The second route that I talked about, I mean, with experienced professionals, they already have an understanding of various functions and domains. They probably know how things work in an organization. But for a fresher, this is the best route to take. Do projects of your own. Now, projects, when I say projects, it need not be data that is available publicly also. It could be some personal data. Say, for example, when I was moving to Ireland, I wanted to hunt a house. I wanted to find a house. Now, I know daft.ie, everyone is probably used to it and know that there is daft.ie, but I was not too comfortable with using the interface of daft.ie. What I did is I created a Python code, pulled out all the data, built a visualization to see where which houses are, what is the price ranges, and did a personal project of my own to find a house. I didn't find a house finally with the analytics or the work that I did. I got a house through another channel, but then the work that I did is something that I could showcase. So it could be a personal reason or a personal data set that you want to pick up and do analysis on. It could be personal finances of yours, which you want to analyze, or it could be, say, which movie to watch next based on all the movies you have watched in the past. So there are so many data sets that you can pick up on your own from your personal experience and give you a personal benefit also. So that's the biggest advantage, that you have a personal agenda or a benefit in mind when you're doing it. So you'll passionately do it rather than any data set that you're picking from Kaggle or anywhere, because you probably might not be able to relate to that data set and you're not able to think. But pick a personal data set and it'll be much easier. So it could be anything. Think back in your life. It could be, like I said, if you have a wearable device, it could be that the data from that. If you love watching movies, it could be movie ratings or movies that you have watched in the past, and some data like that. So it could, pick anything that you do and run with it. That's it.
It's a unique way to find a house, and
yeah.
And like, how much is domain knowledge importance in analytics?
I would say 80% domain knowledge, 20% the skills to tell the story. Now, when I say this, the first question that people ask is, okay, being a fresher or not having experience in the domain, how do I build the domain knowledge? There was this recent post. I'm not sure if you follow this guy. If not, you should follow him in LinkedIn. A guy called Eric Sims. Really good example that he showed. This is just one of the ways, by the way. I really loved it. That's why I'm quoting what he said there, to learn how to learn business domain knowledge. So, for example, say you want to learn about marketing or marketing analytics. Just do a simple Google search, key metrics or KPIs in marketing analytics. You might find click-through rate, or you might find open rate, metrics like this. Read, understand what those metrics mean, how those metrics are used to drive marketing engagement. Or if you take the world of supply chain, you might see turnaround time for delivery, or turnaround time for production of a particular product. So just do a simple Google search for supply chain metrics or KPIs, or marketing metrics and KPIs. Read, understand those KPIs, then find a data set which you can relate to for that particular domain or that KPI. If you do a Google search, again, trust me, you can find hundreds of data sets for that particular domain or that KPI. Pick the data set, work around, play with it, build something, and there you go. You have your domain knowledge.
Yeah, this is also very unique, Ajay. Thank you. I will definitely try following it, because I would need to understand more about the domain where I worked previously. And now, what are the certifications you would recommend for to become a DA or BI? Yeah, there are a few, which is Power BI, Tableau. But apart from that, what are that you would recommend?
Like I said, if you're doing a tool certification, pick one tool, whatever the tool may be. The certification is only going to help you 20%. Like I said, organizations are not looking for the tool knowledge. They want the people who can tell the story using the data. Certification, in my personal viewpoint, is something to just self-validate and build confidence in yourself, to say that, okay, I know this tool. If you give me a problem statement or a particular business question, I can quickly pull up the data in this tool and build something with it. I look at tool certification only from that perspective. This is a personal viewpoint, and to be honest, a lot of organizations also look at it. What I would recommend is trying to build the soft skills. So if you're looking for a role in analytics and storytelling, which is the first skill, like I said, for any role in data science, that's the first skill that you need to acquire. The second skill, or skill that needs to go along with this, is data engineering, or not the true hardcore data engineering, but basic data manipulation, running a select query, or doing some basic manipulations, doing a transpose of the data, or doing some string manipulations and things like that. So these are two skills which are really critical. And learning the skills to do that, irrespective of the tool, is very important. So for storytelling, learn the principles of visualization rather than the tool. And for that, there is no certification, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right. So there are quite a few blogs and things that you can follow, writings from various people that you can follow to acquire that skill. One very good blog that I will recommend for that is storytellingwithdata.com. Really powerful blog. Another one, there's a blog by a company called the Presentation Company. So these are two blogs which are really, really powerful in learning the art of storytelling. The tool is only the means to the end. The end is the story.
Okay, so it's the combination of priority of storytelling and then the certifications that would help definitely.
Yeah. So learn the tool to the extent that your thinking process or what you want to achieve is not going to block you. I mean, the tool is not going to block you from being able to do it. Learn the tool that deep. Like I said, jack of all trades, master of one. Learn one tool deep enough so that the tool will not become a blocker to do whatever analysis that you want. But that said, don't sit and continue learning the tool only, because that's the mistake that everyone does. Keep the focus on the storytelling, but learn the tool and probably do a certification. Like the whole question started there, but I probably took a sidetrack and deviated. But pick any one tool, do a certification, but keep the focus on that storytelling.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ray. These are the discussions points we had, and it was very insightful. I hope everyone found it helpful. And if we have any questions now, we can have either you can turn on your video or you can post it in the chat. And we have very less time, which is 10-15 minutes max, so we can quickly wrap up the questions. And we will post our LinkedIn profile links. If you want to connect with us, you can connect with us. Thank you very much. Amit, handing it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Devakar. I think one question I have, Ajay, and because I've been mentoring with a lot of students from last couple of years in Ireland. So a lot of students who have done their masters, they want to become data scientists from day one. So
Yes.
that I want to be a junior data scientist. So, but what I normally tell them, start your journey somewhere in data, right? It can be sales analyst or process analyst, like because I have been worked in supply chain myself a lot in US and primarily. So, what are your insights? So, people who have experience, they are doing career transition. One customer segment is there, and other is people who are freshers. So, what type of roles they should look on different job sites that they have, apart from presentation that you told how they present them. But what should the roles they should target? I think that's the question. If you can put a light on.
Yeah. So like you rightly said, and you rightly tell your mentors, don't just look for the data scientist role. The role titles are really misleading in the industry as of now. The role title might say data scientist, but if we read the job description, it might actually be the role of a data analyst. So don't go by role titles. That's the first thing that I would tell everyone. Read the job description. Try understanding what it is about. It could be data engineering. I know data scientists, people with title data scientist. If I ask them what they do, they're actually doing data engineering. And there are people who I know who are doing simple reporting, that is doing data dumps, just pulling data from somewhere, doing some manipulation, dropping it somewhere. So don't go by the role title. Look for every role title that you can think of: data engineer, data analyst, depending on your interest area, obviously, depending on what you want to do in the whole umbrella of data science. Go by the job description. And when I say picking the job description, you first need to know what are the role titles to be able to find those job descriptions. So think of all the role titles that you have seen till date in the data domain: data engineer, data analyst, BI analyst, what else? There's visualization specialist. So various roles like this in this data domain. Pick all those roles, read the job description, and go by the job description. That's the first and important thing that I would recommend to anyone trying to get into this data analyst, data science space in general.
Great. I think that's a good approach to, because it's been, one of the main thing. I think a lot of people are looking from India for doing master's program in analytics. As we have a lot of members, they think, getting master's is a good thing to get a job. And they struggle after, 6 months and they did not get a job. I have seen people going back to India in itself. That's quite, heartbreaking. But yeah, that's the truth. So you should learn how to approach as Ajay has recommended. And some of the, from 2 cents from my side also. So as the topic is there, use your transferable skills, because I have also moved from retail background to product management background, just adding on you guys for the audience. So I have listed some of the skills in the chat, like your critical skills thinking, your communication skills, how you adapt to new situations. So build on that, because understanding relationship with the business and IT is not easy, and being in different cultures quite different. So nuances are different. So I think those are things, and I think now Ankit and a lot of people have put questions. We can ask them. Some guys, we have question from Reena. Reena, would you like to open your, mic and video as you feel comfortable and speak up, or you want to take ahead a question somebody can take up? We want you to speak up and ask. That's the overall objective. So we'll quickly, try to figure it out. Best answers from Mr. Ajay. Anybody else? Srinivasan is there. He has posted. Sindhu is the posted. A lot of questions are pouring in. Velu is there. Anybody wants to ask question? Please open your mic. Speak up.
Hey, this is Velu here. I'm from Limerick. I'm working for the Johnson's Control actually as a technical architect in the data analytics. So this is a simple question. Probably it might be for even other folks as well. The way we are preparing for the interview back to India and then the way we are preparing back to Ireland is completely different. It looks like that's my based on my experience I'm come across. If I back to India, right, if I go back to 10 interviews, at least I will be able to grab 8 offer. But here, right, out of 10, I'm able to get 1 or 2. I really, when you took that, okay, first couple of interviews gets failed, right, our moral, our confidence level is going down. How do you, what's the recommendation that you would provide to for us to get into that level? Jay?
Yeah. Couple of things actually. So one of the things that I've noticed that organizations are doing is many organizations are still not aware of this concept of stamp 1G. So one thing that you should be doing in your resume is straight away saying at the top, just below your name, stamp 1G eligible to work. That's one thing that I've seen many people not doing, particularly the students. Organizations don't understand the concept of many organizations. I'm not saying all the organizations, they still don't realize that stamp 1G are eligible to work. And that has become a reason for a lot of heartbreak. I can tell a personal example, a personal experience itself. My wife was looking for a job. She never put it there, the stamp 1G and eligible to work. Dependents get the stamp 1G. The moment she put stamp 1G eligible to work, she got quite a few interview calls. So from personal experience itself, that's one thing that everyone should be doing. Everyone who has come here to do a master's, put it in your resume once you are done with your course. The second thing to do with respect to interviews, expectations always hurt. Even in India, I would say the Indian job market has spoiled us to an extent. In Ireland, expect to apply to 1,000 jobs and get only 10 interview calls. That's the conversion ratio that you should think of. And it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with your skills or your capabilities. That's just how the industry works here. The number of applications that come into a role. So I'll give an example from, I have a small team of people here. When I'm looking to hire and I open up an opportunity for one role that I opened up a couple of months back, I got 10,000 applications. 10,000, and it's not a small number. Imagine the HR folks having to go through every single of those applications. They won't. Simple. They won't go through it. So you have to stand apart. And for that, your resume is your first point. Second, you need to speak with people rather than just applying. You need to follow up, reach out to people in the organization, ask what is happening, what is this role about, who is the hiring manager. Try finding people from your friends of friends of friends. Try finding people and connecting with people there so that you can understand more. Try getting a direct line of contact with the manager, the hiring manager, which is a very, very important thing to do, because many people, they think, oh, I'm anyway applying for 1,000 applications. They think, let me use the easy apply option in LinkedIn. That's one of the first things that I would say you should avoid. Any job opportunity that you see with the easy apply button, ignore it. I would say, because everyone is thinking the same, right? Everyone thinks, oh, I just have to click a button, my application has gone through. But there are 10,000 others, 1 lakh others thinking the same way. So rather than using LinkedIn easy apply, I would say if you see a job in LinkedIn, go to the company website, go to their careers portal, apply there rather than through LinkedIn. That's another thing that you should be looking at doing. Yeah. So a couple of tips, again, a lot more that I could keep talking about, but a lot of it is effort and understanding and acknowledging that you not getting interview opportunities is nothing to do with your skills or capabilities. That's just how the market is. And to address it, to counter it, a couple of recommendations that I would give is one, it might sound preposterous, it might sound alarming, but particularly for the bachelors, it might be easy, but for people with families, I know it can be a bit problematic, but go in for a role even if the salary is slightly low. Go in, get into the market, and then make your moves. Don't think that, oh, I worked for 4 years, 5 years. Now, if I start at 40,000 or 50,000 euros, how will I survive? How will I make ends meet? 40, 50K is good enough to survive for 1 or 2 years till you get the sponsorship and till you get your stamp for. Once you get that, the biggest advantage in European countries is nobody asks you your current salary. You can afford to say, no, I cannot reveal the current salary. You tell me the range that you are offering for the role, and I'll decide if I want to join or take up this opportunity or not. And I know people who have started at a low level, at a low salary, like 40, 50K, and then in their first job jump after they get their stamp for. So it's a struggle for 2 years, but after that, they jump with 100, 120% hikes. So I know it's going to be a bit struggle for people with families particularly, but for people who are bachelors, I think that's the best strategy that I can recommend. Get into the market and then make your moves, career moves from there. For people who have a family, yes, obviously, it might be a bit of struggle. As of now, I have not figured out a strategy myself for people who have a bit of experience. So yeah, I'm probably not the right person to explain that. But from my personal experience, I moved to Ireland with my family. I did not come here to do a master's. I got a job directly in India. But when I moved with my family. I did take a salary hit. I did take a role hit also, both. Be willing to do that, but not beyond a particular limit, obviously, right? For people with a family, I would say around 50, 60K is like a bare minimum that you need to have. And there are organizations willing to give that. So if you keep in mind some of the other things like putting stamp 1G in your resume and a couple of other strategies, it might become easier. You can get a job and then you make your career move. So that's the best strategy that I would recommend.
Like, can you? I'm Srinivasan here. I'm in my 1G right now. In the recent 3 months, I attended few interviews with EY and HSC Ireland for data analyst roles, but I couldn't secure the roles despite having a direct interview with the hiring managers. But I wasn't asked anything technical in the interviews. Like, is all the data analyst roles the interviews like that, or they ask more reporting or questions related to Power BI or Tableau?
So that's
generally like.
yeah. Sorry.
No, I just want to know like the few sample questions they ask. We can expect to be asked for data reporting or business intelligence analyst roles. Like, a few sample questions.
Yeah. So one of the other things that you should probably keep in mind is in the companies here, they want technical folks, which is why India and China is actually really booming. It's the outsourcing industry which is booming. They don't want people who think of the business and running the business. They want the technical folks. So that's why I said, learn the tool to the extent to be able to clear your interviews. So certification and all that is going to be helpful for that. So questions will be on the technical side only and heavily on the technical side. But once you get in, for people who have that business, the analytics mindset, people who want to go into core analytics, which is the storytelling and decision making with data, you can always make your moves to that. But every interview that you will go through here will have a technical round. Most of them, at least. Some of them might not, but then it depends on the organization. Different organizations have different hiring processes, but most of the roles that someone who has done a master's here can target would be the technical roles, because they might be lower salary and all, which is why I said be ready to take a salary hit or a role hit to start with, and then you can make your career moves.
Yeah, I think these are very good questions. Again, one question, Ajay, I'm putting in behalf of so many. So people are trying to try with top 20 companies, when they are looking for job. So then they get disheartened within couple of months and all that. So because a lot of US companies are setting up their office even with small, 10, 5 people
Yeah.
team. So
Yeah.
what are your suggestions? What should be the job search strategy? Because rather than just applying for Deloitte, EY, and Microsoft, what do you think? What should be their approach? If they are freshers, 2, 3 experience, 5 years or 7 years, what do you suggest?
Yeah. Target the small and mid-sized companies. Don't go for the big names. And that's one of the problems with LinkedIn algorithms also. You never see those small company jobs. If you just keep applying to what you see, you will never see them, because LinkedIn's algorithm is totally screwed up, I would say. What you should do is keep digging deeper. So you see one role in LinkedIn, see related jobs at the bottom. Go visit every one of them. I'm sure everyone already does all of this, but target the small and mid-sized companies in that when you are applying. The big companies, the problem, like I said, is even more. The example so Let's Get Checked, for example, it's only a 600, 700 employee organization. But even for that, one role had 10,000 applications. So imagine the bigger companies. It'll be much, much more. You will never get the visibility. Look for the smaller ones. Look for even when you're planning a trip, when you're trying to go somewhere, right, for entertainment, try finding the interesting places, the less crowded places, or the more what do you say, beautiful places which are less visited, probably just to avoid the crowd and have like a peace of mind. Travel, from my perspective, is for peace of mind. So same way with the job, look for the ones which others are not looking for.
That's a good, quick, practical insight. I think I will take this opportunity and ask everybody to take time to just see the chat first and give your feedback, and we will appreciate everybody to give a feedback, share your emojis, and anybody wants to ask question, please open your videos. And I think a lot of questions are flowing on. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Hello, Ajay. I have a question. First of all, I would like to say that the session was really informative. What all I could analyze from my past experience of job hunt, and each and every insight that you have given is actually very, it's factful. I would say, like, I have previous experience in teaching. So I was working as assistant professor in a university in India for almost 5 years. And then I have a small experience working with research lab as well. But then I made up my mind to come to Ireland and, just move to this analytics field. But it's been a month and a half since I'm looking to LinkedIn and all other platforms where I can find a job opportunity and apply to. But every time I'm applying, I'm seeing that either I'm able to reach to their the test which is required in order to get selected at the clear the written test first and then move to the interview. But I believe I'm not able to reach to any interview session one to one. It's just every time my profile is either not being screened, or if it is screened, I am directed to the written test link. And after that, they say that, you're unfortunately, we are not able to take your profile further. So I don't know, like, what kind of changes I need to make into my CV. I know that all the advice that you have put in for working on personal projects and putting you are on 1G spouse dependent or visa, that's there in my profile. Uh, so I just wanted insight, like, what are the other ways so that I can, reach to that interview level?
Yeah. So I think technical round is one place where many people get rejected. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut to it.
Yeah.
If you have to clear the technical round, you do have to clear the test. So, like I said, jack of all trades, master of one. Pick one tool, apply to the jobs related to that tool only, and look at the transferable skills. Like Amit has posted in the chat. Look at the transferable skills and communicate those in your cover letter and in your resume. And say for example, you mentioned you have teaching background. Try finding things from your teaching background which you can transfer into an analytics role. It is actually communication. You are handling 60 students or 30 students and then collecting ideas. So that's a really powerful transferable skill in the analytics domain. Showcase that and highlight that in your resume from a resume perspective and a cover letter perspective. But for the technical round, unfortunately, no shortcut. Do a certification and learn as much as you can about one or two tools. Don't try based on what you see in LinkedIn. Don't try learning Tableau, Power BI, Looker, everything all in one shot. Learn one tool, target the jobs for that. And off late, if you notice, many of the job openings, they say BI experience in any one tool, Tableau, Power BI, Looker,
Yeah.
any one of them. That's how they write it also.
Yeah.
So it's just to get in, you need to learn the technicalities of one tool, but after that, it's the transferable skills which matter.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And I hope I'll just use all your insights into my resume and then let's look forward to. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ajay.
Welcome.
So,
And like I
guys,
said, sorry.
Yes,
Sorry, I'll just continue. I'll just add on to that also. So doing those personal projects to showcase your technical skills is also going to be very important. Now, that is again all in the resume only, but that technical round, yeah, you still have to clear it. Yeah. So learn SQL, for example, must have skill for any data role that you're applying to. Yeah. So learn SQL as much as you can. Without SQL, you cannot get a job. So learn SQL, learn any one of the BI tools, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, whatever you choose, and then target those roles. That's the best you can do.
Oh, and thank you, Ajay. Thank you so much.
I think there's a couple of questions, but I'll sum up and try to Ajay, ask you on behalf of the people. They have asked, if they are trying to do their master's program, uh, should they learn something prior to that coming to the program, or or because they are little bit of scared and thoughtful about it. We learn a lot of knowledge and tools because I think IT people tend to, because I am not from IT, to be very frank. I work in IT. I'm not from engineering background, but they tend to focus more on tool sides, learn this, learn that. So what are your suggestions to these people who are coming, building their career and education in IT or analytics side?
So one of the things that I noticed, like you rightly pointed out, all the universities, they focus on the technical tools. They don't give real life practical experience. So before coming to do your masters, the only thing that I can keep recommending is practice. Build your personal projects. Show that in your resume. Build the basic skills. When I say basic skills, that includes SQL, Excel. That's it. Two tools. If you can learn really well, that's going to be a very good platform for you to step on and then go on to other things. Learn these two and learn the art of storytelling. You're good to go. You're prepared to come and do your masters and learn the other technical tools and things that they would teach there.
Great. I think that's a good, short and quick, very insightful, because I've also learned, just sharing my insights also and with coincide with Ajay. So in India, we go, a lot of, not depth, width. We to show in skills in resume, a lot of, 20 things in your resume, but in Ireland or, in European countries, we need to show the depth. I think that that's follow the same principle. I think, guys, that's a good insight. And now I would like to thank everybody and participants. We are dot 1 hour plus. So I know there are a lot of questions pouring in, but keep posting on our LinkedIn group. I think Ankit and I have shared a lot of group chats. in terms of links to the LinkedIn. That's growing. So we plan to have new session coming months. So thanks, Ajay. Thanks for your time and a lot of insightfuls and this personal learning you have shared. Primarily, our objective of these events are that, people learn from unbiased insights rather than just giving a, professional overall gyan, what we call in Hindi,
Yeah.
which doesn't help. So which doesn't help people a lot of it is practical knowledge. Guys, if you implement, somebody has moved to this role and like Ajay has moved to this role and is building a company which is growing, I say worldwide. You guys can also proceed and build your career in analytics. And we are looking for another events coming soon. And please take your time, just fill the feedback form. That is very crucial. I think Ankit is sharing uh, in the form where we will have feedbacks more, how we can improve, what are your thoughts. And in Teams, we have very good option of emojis, right? Please, as you are doing your office meetings, please share emojis, how you feel. That's very much for the motivation because it's been 2 weeks. People are volunteering to promote the event, to do a lot of things. Building the team of volunteers not easy. Getting together, everything in a professional way as we do, as we have time on Sundays and all that weekends only. So we'll appreciate to share your feedbacks through our forms and be connected on our social channel of YouTube because we have a lot of videos and this event, as you know, is recorded and we'll be posting the event live and with some edits, try to make it small video on the YouTube channel. I think YouTube channel, Ankit, if you can share a lot of other events about data analytics and data science is also there about for job hunting from recruiters who are professionals. There are a lot of bit. And I would like to thank our volunteers after Ajay also, because volunteers like Diwakar and they have, they are doing first time this. And a lot of people are not used to do presentations. They used to doing technical presentation in their companies. So, but I will appreciate everybody. Please volunteer also. So this volunteering we started, you learn a lot of soft skills, networking and all this. And as you know, Ireland is not Dublin. A lot of companies are, as Ajay told, go to the quiet place where IT companies are there. Limerick, go to Limerick, go to Kilkenny. So, places you go, you build your network also. We have professionals there, everybody. So try to network with them. And from this concluding remarks, I will thanks everybody and we'll try to close the event now. Thanks a lot, Ajay. Thanks everybody.